In the vast canvas of the galaxy, where stars are the brushstrokes of the cosmos, humanity's place seemed to diminish with each passing day. Alien civilizations, with their grand fleets and profound knowledge, overshadowed the quaint blue marble known as Earth and its rudimentary technology. Yet, in the heart of this underestimation, a spark was about to ignite. Eli, a young engineer with more dreams than years, worked tirelessly in the archives of the United Earth Space Agency, UESA, sifting through relics of humanity's first steps into the stars. These halls, filled with the scent of aged paper and the whisper of lost ambitions, were his sanctuary. It was here, amidst the forgotten blueprints and discarded dreams, that Eli stumbled upon something extraordinary. The blueprints were unlike anything in the current tech catalogs or the alien compendiums generously shared to uplift humanity. This was a design for a starship, marked with annotations in a hand long gone, suggesting modifications and theories that bordered on the fantastical. The ship was a paradox, both primitive in its reliance on early 21st century technology and revolutionary in its conceptual engineering. Fueled by a blend of defiance and curiosity, Eli decided to bring the starship to life. The task was monumental, requiring resources and expertise that went beyond his own. He pitched the idea to his colleagues only to be met with laughter. The alien members of the UESA in particular found the notion amusing, a quaint human attempting to revisit their primitive past. Undeterred, Eli took to the underground forums and independent science collectives, sharing his vision with anyone who would listen. The response was a mix of skepticism and intrigue, but it was enough. Slowly, a team formed around him, misfits, dreamers, and a few alien allies intrigued by the audacity of the project. Their workshop became a haven for innovation and camaraderie, hidden in an abandoned hangar at the edge of UESA's jurisdiction. Each day they toiled, welding and coding, piecing together the ancient design with modern tweaks. The starship, which they lovingly named the Phoenix, began to take shape, a testament to human perseverance, without saying so directly. As the Phoenix neared completion, whispers of their project began to spread, attracting attention from corners of society that ranged from supportive to hostile. Vandals struck under the cover of night, spurred by ideologies that saw the endeavor as a step backward or a threat to the alien-assisted status quo. Yet with each setback, the team's resolve only hardened. The Phoenix was more than a ship. It was a declaration. Humanity might have been perceived as a flickering candle amidst the brilliance of the stars, but they were about to remind the galaxy that even the smallest flame can ignite a wildfire. On the eve of the Phoenix's completion, Eli stood before his team, a motley crew bound by a shared dream. "This ship," he began, his voice steady, "is our voice in a galaxy that's forgotten how to listen. We're not just launching a vessel of metal and circuits, we're launching our defiance against the shadows cast by giants." The next morning, as the first light of dawn kissed the metal hull of the Phoenix, Eli and his team prepared for the maiden voyage. The air was electric with anticipation and unspoken fears. They knew the challenges ahead would be formidable. The galaxy was vast, and they were about to navigate it in a ship powered by the audacity of hope. As the Phoenix's engines hummed to life, a crowd gathered, a mix of supporters and critics, humans and aliens. With a gentle thrust, the ship ascended, piercing the morning sky, its trajectory set for the stars. The underdog's journey had begun, not with whispers of doubt, but with the roar of engines and the collective breath of a crew ready to face the unknown. In the boundless expanse above, where civilizations vied for glory and dominion, the Phoenix's course was set. It was not just a challenge to the stars, but a message, a reminder that humanity, with all its flaws and brilliance, was not to be underestimated. The news of the Phoenix's initial ascent rippled through the far reaches of human and alien communities alike, stirring a spectrum of reactions. Among the skeptics and detractors, a quiet yet powerful surge of support began to coalesce. The image of the Phoenix, a beacon of human ingenuity and tenacity, galvanized a faction tired of being sidelined in the galactic narrative. Eli, standing at the forefront of this burgeoning movement, found himself thrust into a role he had never anticipated. He became a symbol, not of defiance, but of aspiration. It was a mantle he accepted with humility, understanding the weight of the hopes now tethered to the Phoenix and its mission. The task ahead required more than just a crew. It necessitated a collective of minds and spirits, drawn not by the prospect of glory, but by the pull of a shared dream. Eli's first recruit was Maya, a former USA pilot whose skills were overshadowed by her outspoken critique of the agency's reliance on alien technology. Her piloting prowess was unmatched, her hands capable of coaxing speed and grace from the most obstinate of crafts. Maya saw the Phoenix as a chance to prove that humanity's place in the stars wasn't just as passengers or second-class citizens, but as pioneers. Next to join was Jax, an alien from the Zephyr Confederacy. His kind was known for their engineering acumen, a trait that made them invaluable in the construction of the galaxy's most formidable ships. Jax, however, was an outcast, his ideas deemed too radical, his designs too unorthodox. In the Phoenix, he saw a canvas for his wildest innovations, a ship not bound by the conventions of his people or any other. Together, this core team began the daunting task of not just assembling a crew, but weaving together a tapestry of talents and temperaments into a cohesive unit. They scoured the fringes of society, the overlooked and the undervalued, gathering a crew that represented the breadth of humanity and its allies. Each member brought not just their expertise, but their personal stories of resilience, a shared narrative of striving for a place among the stars. The Phoenix itself underwent a transformation. Under Jax's guidance, the ship's systems were augmented with technologies that straddled the line between human innovation and alien ingenuity. Maya, with her intimate knowledge of flight dynamics, worked alongside Eli to refine the Phoenix's design for speed and agility, making it not just a vessel of exploration, but a contender. As the team expanded, so did their facilities. The once-abandoned hangar became a bustling hub of activity, a microcosm of cooperation and innovation. Here, human and alien technologies melded, barriers of language and culture were bridged, and a ship that was once a relic of the past began to embody the promise of the future. The construction of the Phoenix became a movement, a cause that attracted attention from across the galaxy. Supporters donated materials and funds, while volunteers lent their skills and time. The project, born from a single spark of defiance, had ignited a fire of collective ambition. But with visibility came vulnerability. The assembly of the Phoenix and the ideals it represented drew the ire of those invested in maintaining the status quo. Sabotage and espionage attempts began to plague the project, a shadowy opposition seeking to quench the burgeoning flame. Eli and his team responded not with retaliation, but with resilience. Security measures were heightened, and the project's openness was tempered with caution, but the mission's heart remained unchanged. The Phoenix was more than a ship. It was a declaration that the galaxy's future wouldn't be dictated by fear or division, but shaped by the collective will of those daring to dream. As the final components were installed and the systems tested, the Phoenix stood ready, a testament to what could be achieved when beings from across the galaxy united under a common goal. The crew, once strangers bound by circumstance, had become a family, their differences not a source of division, but of strength. The stage was set for the Phoenix's greatest test, a journey not just through space but into the annals of history. Eli, Maya, Jax, and the rest of the crew stood on the threshold of the unknown, ready to challenge the stars, not as representatives of their respective races, but as a unified voice of hope and determination. The galaxy watched, some with bated breath, others with scorn, as the Phoenix prepared for its maiden voyage. This was more than a test of technology. It was a challenge to the galactic order, a question posed to the cosmos. What place would humanity carve out among the stars? The answer, carried on the wings of the Phoenix, would echo through eternity. With the Phoenix now a symbol of unity and innovation, standing ready against the backdrop of a world that had oscillated between skepticism and support, Eli and his team faced a new dawn. The ship, embodying the pinnacle of human and alien cooperation, was about to embark on a journey that transcended its physical destination. It was time for their ambitions to take flight in the most literal sense. And for this, Eli had set his sights on a stage grand enough to showcase the Phoenix's capabilities to the galaxy, the Galactic Intergalactic Race. The race was an event of legendary status, a spectacle that drew competitors from every corner of the galaxy. It was a testament to speed, engineering prowess, and the indomitable spirit of those daring enough to traverse the most treacherous corners of space. To enter the Phoenix into this race was a bold move, one that could elevate humanity's status among the stars or see their efforts dismissed as a fleeting novelty. Securing a spot in the race was no small feat. The application process was stringent, reserved for civilizations that had demonstrated not just technological prowess, but a deep understanding of the cosmos. The race's council, composed of representatives from the galaxy's most advanced species, viewed the Phoenix's application with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Eli presented the Phoenix not as a relic of humanity's past, but as a beacon of its potential. He spoke of the ship's unique synthesis of technologies, of the crew's diversity and their shared vision. It was a passionate plea, one that resonated with certain members of the council who saw in the Phoenix a reflection of the race's founding ideals. After tense deliberations, the council granted the Phoenix an entry. The news sent ripples across the galaxy, igniting a flurry of media attention. To the galaxy at large, the Phoenix's participation was a novelty, an underdog tale in a sea of titans. But to Eli and his crew, it was the opportunity they had been waiting for, a chance to prove that humanity's place in the cosmos was earned, not given. The team set to work with renewed vigor, preparing the Phoenix for the challenges ahead. The race was notorious not just for its speed, but for the hazards it presented. Asteroid fields, pulsar winds, and gravity wells were just a few of the obstacles that awaited the competitors. The Phoenix would need to be more than fast. It would need to be resilient, capable of navigating the cosmos's most unforgiving conditions. Maya took the lead in training the crew for the physical and mental rigors of the race. Simulated flights and emergency drills became their daily routine, each scenario meticulously designed to prepare them for the unknown. Jax, with his engineering genius, implemented modifications to the Phoenix's systems, enhancing its navigational capabilities and reinforcing its structural integrity. As the day of the race approached, the Phoenix and its crew became the subjects of widespread speculation. Many dismissed their chances, citing the ship's unconventional design and the crew's inexperience. Others, drawn by the allure of the underdog, voiced their support, seeing in the Phoenix a symbol of hope and progress. Eli watched the discourse unfold with a calm resolve. The skepticism of others had long ceased to deter him. If anything, it fueled his determination. The Phoenix was not just a ship. It was a testament to the power of dreams, a physical manifestation of the belief that even in the vastness of the galaxy, there was room for new stories to be written, for new legends to be born. On the eve of the race, the Phoenix stood ready, its hull gleaming under the starlight, a mosaic of human and alien craftsmanship. Eli and his crew gathered, a circle of beings united by a common purpose. There were no speeches, no grand proclamations. Instead, there was a silent acknowledgement of the journey they were about to undertake, a journey that would challenge them, define them, and ultimately reveal the true spirit of the Phoenix. As dawn broke, casting its first light on the day of the race, the Phoenix lifted off, its engines roaring to life, propelling it towards the starting line. The galaxy watched, some with bated breath, others with dismissive glances, as a ship born from the dreams of a disparate crew ventured forth to challenge the cosmos. The race was on, and with it, the chance to redefine humanity's place among the stars. As the starting signal blazed across the cosmos, a myriad of ships, each a marvel of their civilization's technology, burst forth with the Phoenix among them. The race commenced with the intensity of a supernova, casting the competitors into a vast expanse dotted with hazards that promised to test the limits of their ships and their spirits. The Phoenix, with its patchwork design and crew of unlikely heroes, quickly became the focus of attention. Its unconventional propulsion system, a hybrid of human ingenuity and alien technology, allowed for bursts of speed that caught their competitors off guard. The ship weaved through asteroid fields with the grace of a comet, its movements a dance choreographed by Maya's expert piloting and the team's relentless preparation. But the race was more than a test of speed. The early stages brought the competitors through the Seraphim Belt, a notorious stretch of space where asteroids moved with the unpredictability of storm-tossed ships. Here, the Phoenix's agility was put to the test, dodging and weaving through the deadly ballet of rock and ice. Observers from across the galaxy watched in awe as the Phoenix emerged unscathed, its hull gleaming in the belt's dust, a testament to the crew's determination and skill. The message was clear. The Phoenix was not merely surviving. It was competing, challenging the preconceived notions of what a primitive ship and its crew could achieve. The race's next phase introduced a new challenge, the Nebula of Shadows, a vast cloud of gas and dust where light struggled to penetrate the darkness. Navigation was a nightmare, relying on instruments and intuition in equal measure. It was here that Jax's modifications proved invaluable, his enhancements to the Phoenix's sensors cutting through the nebula's cloak like a beacon. Yet it was not technology alone that guided them, but the unity of the crew. Each member played a crucial role, from the engineers monitoring the ship's systems to the scientists analyzing the environmental data. Their collective efforts turned the Phoenix into a vessel not just of metal and circuitry, but of will and resolve. The most daunting challenge, however, lay in the interactions with their fellow competitors. The race, while a competition of speed and skill, was also a battleground of tactics and diplomacy. The Phoenix faced sabotage attempts, from traps laid in the nebula to direct confrontations in open space. Each encounter was a lesson, a reminder of the stakes and the depths to which some would sink to claim victory. Despite these trials, the Phoenix and its crew did not falter. They navigated each treachery with a blend of caution and courage, their responses not provocations, but demonstrations of their unwavering commitment to the race's spirit. Their resilience became a beacon for those who had viewed the competition as a foregone conclusion, a reminder that the heart of the race lay in the journey, not just the destination. As the Phoenix crossed the finish line of this leg, the galaxy held its breath. The ship that many had dismissed, that had been labeled a curiosity, had proven itself a contender. The crew, once doubted for their origins and their ship's lineage, had shown that courage, innovation, and unity were forces that transcended technology and heritage. The Phoenix's arrival was met with a mixture of admiration, surprise, and, in some quarters, a begrudging respect. Eli and his team had not only survived the race's initial trials, but had thrived, their ship a symbol of their collective spirit and a reminder of the potential that lay within the so-called primitives of the galaxy. The race was far from over, and greater challenges loomed on the horizon. But for the moment, the Phoenix's crew allowed themselves a brief respite, a chance to reflect on their journey and the path that lay ahead. They had faced the trial by fire and emerged not just unscathed, but emboldened, their eyes set on the stars, their spirits as indomitable as the ship that carried them. Among these new allies was Lyra, a navigator from the Veneran Collective, a civilization known for their astrogation skills and deep understanding of the cosmos's intricate web. Lyra offered her expertise, drawn to the Phoenix's mission, not just by the challenge it presented, but by the spirit of cooperation and innovation it embodied. Her knowledge of stellar currents and gravitational eddies promised to give the Phoenix an edge in navigating the race's more perilous sectors. Then there was Threx, a mechanic from the Cygnus Guild, a society that prided itself on its engineering prowess. Threx was intrigued by the Phoenix's unique blend of human and alien technologies. He saw in it a reflection of his own beliefs in the value of diversity and cross-cultural collaboration. Threx's mastery over materials and energy systems brought new insights into optimizing the Phoenix's performance, turning theoretical possibilities into practical upgrades. These alliances were not formed lightly. Eli and his team knew the importance of trust, of ensuring that their mission remained true to its ideals. Each new ally was welcomed not just for their skills, but for their shared vision of a galaxy where cooperation trumped competition, where innovation was born from the melding of diverse perspectives. The growing camaraderie among the crew and their new allies was a testament to the Phoenix's evolving legacy. It was becoming a symbol of unity, a vessel that carried not just the hopes of its crew, but the aspirations of those who believed in a more inclusive galaxy. As the race progressed, these alliances proved invaluable. Lyra's astrogation led the Phoenix through shortcuts hidden within the fabric of space, paths unknown to the other racers. Threx's modifications to the ship's energy systems allowed for bursts of speed that left their competitors trailing in the cosmic dust. But the influence of the Phoenix extended beyond the technical. The ship's journey and the stories of those who had joined its cause inspired others. Broadcasts of the race, once filled with skepticism, now spoke of the Phoenix's mission with a tone of respect, even admiration. Across the galaxy, beings watched as a ship of primitives and their allies challenged the status quo, redefining what was possible. This newfound respect did not go unnoticed by the race's organizers and the other competitors. Some saw in the Phoenix a worthy rival, a reminder of the race's original spirit of exploration and challenge. Others viewed it as a threat, a disruption to the established order that needed to be contained. The dynamics of the race shifted, with alliances and rivalries forming not just on the basis of power, but on values and visions for the future. Eli and his crew navigated these complex waters with the same determination and integrity that had brought them this far. They understood that the race was more than a competition. It was a platform, a chance to show the galaxy that unity and innovation could forge paths to new horizons. As the Phoenix prepared for the next leg of the race, its crew and allies stood together, a diverse collective bound by a common purpose. They were no longer just participants in a galactic spectacle. They were ambassadors of a new paradigm, champions of a future where the galaxy's myriad voices could find harmony in their shared journey through the stars. The race continued, but for the Phoenix and its ever-growing circle of allies, the true victory was already unfolding. It lay in the bridges being built, in the minds being opened, and in the hearts being united by the bold dream of a small yet resilient ship and its indomitable crew. As the Phoenix continued to defy expectations, its journey from underdog to contender in the galactic intergalactic race had not only garnered support, but also attracted the darker elements of the galaxy. The success and ideals of the Phoenix, while inspiring to many, threatened the entrenched interests and power structures that had long dominated the interstellar community. Unbeknownst to Eli and his crew, their mission was about to intersect with the shadowy machinations of those who viewed the Phoenix's rise not as a triumph, but as a threat to be neutralized. The first hint of conspiracy came through an encrypted message intercepted by Lyra, whose astrogation skills were matched only by her proficiency in cyber espionage. The message, cloaked in layers of code, hinted at a clandestine meeting between several high-ranking officials of the race's organizing committee and representatives of the Traxian Dominion, a powerful state known for its aggressive territorial expansion and disdain for the burgeoning human-alien cooperation. Eli convened a meeting with his crew and their closest allies to discuss the discovery. The atmosphere was tense. The Phoenix's mission had always been about more than winning a race. It was about proving humanity's worth and fostering unity among the stars. The possibility that their efforts were being undermined by a conspiracy threatened to unravel the very fabric of their cause. Determined to uncover the truth, the team devised a plan. Threx, with his engineering genius, would enhance the Phoenix's surveillance capabilities, turning the ship into a listening post capable of intercepting and decrypting communications between the conspirators. Meanwhile, Maya and Lyra would use their combined piloting and astrogation skills to shadow the suspect ships, gathering evidence without alerting them to the Phoenix's scrutiny. The operation was risky. Getting caught could mean disqualification from the race or worse, becoming direct targets of the Traxian Dominion's wrath. But the stakes were too high to ignore. The integrity of the race and the future of human-alien relations hung in the balance. Over the next several legs of the race, the Phoenix played a dangerous game of cat and mouse. By day, It was the scrappy competitor battling through the race's challenges with the rest of the field. By night, it was a ghost ship, silently trailing the conspirators, gathering bits and pieces of their plans. The evidence they collected painted a disturbing picture. The conspirators planned to use the race as a stage for a larger scheme, one that would discredit the idea of human-alien cooperation and assert the dominance of the Traxian Dominion and its allies. The Phoenix, with its diverse crew and message of unity, was to be the scapegoat, targeted with a series of accidents that would ultimately lead to its dramatic and public downfall in the final stages of the race. Armed with this knowledge, Eli faced a dilemma. Exposing the conspiracy risked overshadowing the race's ideals and turning the event into a political battleground. But staying silent meant playing into the conspirators' hands, potentially endangering not just the Phoenix and its crew, but the fragile progress of human-alien relations. After much deliberation, the decision was made to proceed with caution. They would continue to gather evidence while reaching out to trusted allies within the race's organizing committee and among the other competitors. The Phoenix's mission had always been about more than just winning. It was about changing hearts and minds, about demonstrating the strength of diversity and cooperation. The race neared its final legs, with the Phoenix still in contention, its dual mission more critical than ever. Eli and his crew knew that the challenges ahead were not just the physical obstacles of the race, but the invisible barriers of fear, suspicion, and hatred that they were determined to overcome. In the shadow of conspiracy, the Phoenix soared, a beacon of hope in the darkness, its crew united in their quest not just for victory, but for a future where the galaxy stood together, bound by the shared belief in a better tomorrow. The galactic intergalactic race was nearing its climax, with the Phoenix poised at the edge of history and conspiracy. Eli and his diverse crew, now embroiled in a web of intrigue far beyond their initial dreams of unity and competition, faced their greatest challenge yet: the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet was the final leg of the race, a section of space infamous for its brutality. It was a melange of black holes, supernovas, and quasar storms, a test of endurance, skill, and sheer willpower. It was here that the race's ultimate victor would be decided, and where the conspirators planned to enact their final play against the Phoenix. Armed with knowledge of the conspiracy, but limited in their ability to expose it without risking the broader mission of human-alien unity, Eli and his crew entered the Gauntlet with a dual purpose. They aimed not only to navigate the treacherous stretch of space, but to do so while safeguarding the Phoenix from the anticipated sabotage. The Gauntlet did not disappoint in its terror. Black holes tugged at the Phoenix with the greed of ancient monsters, while supernovas blazed trails of deadly radiation. The ship, bolstered by Threx's enhancements and navigated with Lyra's unmatched precision, danced a dance of survival. Maya's piloting was transcendent, turning potential disasters into triumphs of aerodynamics and guts. Meanwhile, the crew was vigilant for any signs of foul play. Sabotage attempts came in subtle forms: navigation buoys with corrupted data, stealth drones designed to damage the ship's hull, and encrypted signals meant to mislead them into deadly traps. Each attempt was met with a countermeasure, the result of the crew's preparation and the allies they had made along the way. As they navigated the Gauntlet, a remarkable thing happened. The shared peril, combined with the Phoenix's display of unity and resilience, began to sway the hearts and minds of those watching. Competitors who had once viewed the Phoenix with skepticism, if not outright hostility, began to offer clandestine aid. Encrypted navigational tips, warnings of hidden dangers, and even direct assistance in evading sabotage attempts were shared in the spirit of the camaraderie that the race was meant to embody. The conspiracy, so carefully woven in the shadows, began to unravel. The acts of sabotage against the Phoenix, instead of isolating them, had galvanized a silent majority. The ideals that the Phoenix stood for, of unity, diversity, and the indomitable spirit of cooperation, resonated across the cosmos, echoing in the actions of those who had once stood apart. In the final moments of the Gauntlet, as the Phoenix neared the finish line, a decisive act of sabotage was unveiled. A minefield of dark energy bombs, undetectable by standard sensors, lay directly in their path. It was the conspirators' final bid to eliminate the Phoenix from the race, a statement of power and fear meant to resonate across the galaxy. But they had underestimated the Phoenix and its crew. Jax, using a prototype sensor array developed specifically for the Gauntlet, detected the bombs. Lyra calculated a path of evasion that threaded through the minefield like a needle, a path that required Maya's unparalleled skills at the helm. The crew, united in their trust and determination, followed their lead without hesitation. The Phoenix emerged from the Gauntlet not just as a survivor, but as a victor, crossing the finish line amidst a burst of cosmic radiation and triumphant cheers. The conspiracy, exposed in the aftermath by the evidence gathered and shared by the Phoenix and its allies, shook the foundations of the intergalactic race and the galaxy at large. The Gauntlet had been a trial by fire, a crucible that tested the Phoenix and its crew beyond the limits of space and into the realm of their ideals. They emerged not just unscathed, but strengthened, their mission validated by their actions and the newfound unity among the stars. The Phoenix's journey through the Gauntlet was a testament to the power of hope, resilience, and the unbreakable bond of diverse beings standing together against the darkness. Crossing the finish line of the Gauntlet, the Phoenix and its crew did not immediately revel in the euphoria of survival and triumph. Instead, they were met with a tense silence that enveloped the galaxy, the weight of their discovery about the conspiracy hanging over them like a shadow. The evidence they had gathered, now ready to be unveiled, held the potential to not just vindicate their journey, but to also reshape the interstellar dialogue on unity and cooperation. Eli convened a meeting with the crew and their closest allies, understanding the gravity of their next steps. The data they had compiled was damning, implicating key figures in the race's organizing committee and the Traxian Dominion. It was a tangled web of deceit aimed at undermining the core principles of the race and, by extension, the burgeoning human-alien unity that the Phoenix had come to symbolize. The decision was made to go public with the evidence, but not through channels that could be easily dismissed or suppressed. Instead, Eli sought the aid of the Andaran Media Collective, a reputable network known for its integrity and reach across the galaxy. The collective, having followed the Phoenix's journey with keen interest, agreed to broadcast the evidence in a galaxy-wide exposé. As the evidence was aired, revealing the depths of the conspiracy, the reaction was immediate and tumultuous. The galaxy was rocked by the revelations, sparking debates and discussions on every planet and space station. The ideals that the Phoenix stood for, once seen by some as naive, were now heralded as the foundation for a new era of interstellar relations. The fallout was swift. The implicated members of the race's organizing committee were removed from their positions, facing charges that would see them tried in a galactic court. The Traxian Dominion, caught in the glare of public scrutiny, was forced to renounce its covert actions and engage in peace talks with races it had previously sought to dominate through subterfuge. But the most significant change was seen in the intergalactic race itself. The event, once tarnished by the conspiracy, was reborn under new leadership, with principles that truly reflected its founding ideals. The race was to be a celebration of diversity, innovation, and unity, with the Phoenix and its crew hailed as the embodiment of these values. The crew of the Phoenix, once underdogs, were now champions not just of the race, but of a cause that transcended their original mission. They had exposed a darkness that threatened to divide the galaxy, and, in doing so, had illuminated the path toward a brighter future. In the aftermath, the Phoenix became more than a ship. It was a symbol of hope and unity. Its legacy was not defined by the race it had won, but by the journey it had undertaken and the barriers it had broken down. The crew, once a ragtag assembly of dreamers and misfits, were now heralded as heroes, the architects of a new era of cooperation among the stars. Eli, standing before the galaxy, no longer just a captain but a leader of a movement, spoke of the journey ahead. Our voyage through the stars has shown us the beauty of unity and diversity. It has taught us that when we stand together, there is no darkness we cannot overcome. The Phoenix's journey does not end here. It is just the beginning. A beginning of a galaxy where every voice is heard, where every hand is extended in friendship, and where every star is a beacon of hope. The turn of tides brought by the Phoenix's revelation and journey was a testament to the enduring spirit of those who dare to dream, to challenge the status quo, and to forge a future where unity and peace are not just ideals, but the very foundations of interstellar society. The galaxy looked on, inspired by the crew's courage and resolve, ready to embark on this new journey together, under the guiding light of the Phoenix. With the galaxy's eyes turned toward them, buoyed by newfound allies and the collapse of the conspiracy, the Phoenix and its crew approached the final stretch of the intergalactic race. This last leg was not just a race against time and space, but a symbolic journey towards solidifying the ideals they had fought so hard to uphold. It was their chance to seal the legacy of the Phoenix, not merely as a participant in the race, but as a harbinger of change. The final course was set around the Helios Ring, a vast and radiant asteroid belt encircling a dying star, known for its treacherous paths and the ethereal beauty of its solar flares. Winning the race would require more than just speed. It demanded precision, unity, and an unwavering belief in each other and their cause. As the Phoenix prepared for departure, Eli gathered his crew for a final briefing. "This is more than a race to the finish line," he said, his eyes reflecting the determination that had brought them this far. "It's a testament to our journey, to everything we've overcome together. Let's show the galaxy that the spirit of the Phoenix is indomitable." With Maya at the helm, her hands steady and sure, the Phoenix plunged into the Helios Ring, its engines humming a song of defiance. The asteroid belt, with its dazzling array of colors and shapes, seemed almost alive, a final guardian challenging their passage. Lyra's astrogation was impeccable, guiding the Phoenix through the safest paths, while Threx's enhancements to the ship's systems ensured they moved with unmatched agility. Jax, with his deep knowledge of energy patterns, navigated the solar flares, turning potentially lethal bursts of radiation into boosts of speed that propelled them forward. The race was tight, with several competitors close on their tail, each determined to etch their name into history. But the Phoenix had something more, a unifying purpose that transcended the race itself. They moved as one entity, a testament to the power of unity and diversity. As they neared the final stretch, a massive solar flare erupted directly in their path, a towering wall of fire and radiation. It was an obstacle that could easily spell their end, yet it was in this moment of peril that the true strength of the Phoenix shone brightest. Instead of evading the flare, Eli made a split-second decision to harness its power. Trusting in Jax's modifications and Maya's skill, they directed the ship into the heart of the flare. The Phoenix was engulfed in light, a silhouette against the fury of the star, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. Emerging from the other side, the Phoenix was propelled forward with incredible speed, breaking away from their competitors. It was a bold maneuver, one that could have only been made possible by the trust and unity of the crew. As they crossed the finish line, the Phoenix did not just claim victory in the intergalactic race. It triumphed as a symbol of perseverance, innovation, and unity. The celebration that awaited them was unlike any the race had ever seen, a galaxy-wide acknowledgement of their journey and the barriers they had broken. Eli and his crew were welcomed as heroes, their names forever etched in the annals of history, not just as winners of a race, but as pioneers of a new era for the galaxy. They had faced adversity, not with fear or division, but with courage and collaboration, proving that even in the vastness of space, unity could prevail. The Phoenix's victory was more than a triumph in a race. It was a victory for the ideals they championed, a beacon of hope for the future. As they stood on the podium, the cheers of countless beings echoing around them, they knew that the legacy of the Phoenix would live on, inspiring generations to come. The final stretch was not the end of their journey, but the beginning of a new chapter in the galaxy, one where unity and peace were not just aspirations but realities. As the dust settled on the celebrations and the adrenaline of the race dissipated, the crew of the Phoenix, now heroes of the galaxy, found themselves at a pivotal moment. Their victory in the intergalactic race had not just been a triumph of speed and strategy, but a victory for the principles of unity, diversity, and cooperation. They had become symbols of a new hope, embodiments of a future where the galaxy stood together, not apart. Eli, reflecting on their journey, recognized the responsibility that came with their newfound status. "We've been given a unique opportunity," he addressed his crew, "not just to bask in the glory of our win, but to use this platform to foster the ideals we believe in, to inspire change across the galaxy." The revelation of the conspiracy against them and their triumphant rise against it catalyzed a shift in galactic sentiment. Where there had been suspicion and division, there was now a growing desire for unity and collaboration. The Phoenix's story had shown the galaxy that more could be achieved together than apart. In the weeks that followed, the crew was invited to speak at planetary assemblies, interstellar conferences, and even at the Galactic Council. They shared their story, not just of their victory in the race, but of the challenges they faced, the alliances they formed, and the vision they held for the future. Their message was clear. Unity and diversity was not just an ideal to aspire to, but a practical path forward. The impact of their words and their story was profound. Agreements were struck between rival factions, new alliances formed, and a series of treaties were signed that laid the groundwork for a galactic unity accord. The Phoenix, once a simple starship entered into a race, had become a symbol of hope, a catalyst for change. Eli and his crew took their mission a step further. Using the Phoenix as their vessel, they embarked on a goodwill tour across the galaxy, visiting worlds that had once been on the brink of conflict. They met with leaders, communities, and individuals, sharing their message of hope and unity, encouraging others to look beyond their differences and to see the strength in their diversity. The Phoenix's journey became a beacon for countless beings across the galaxy, inspiring not just cooperation between races but fostering a sense of galactic identity. Cultural exchanges flourished, scientific collaborations were initiated, and a new era of exploration and discovery began, driven not by competition or conquest, but by curiosity and camaraderie. As the Phoenix returned to Earth, its crew was met with a hero's welcome. But for Eli and his companions, the accolades were not what defined their journey. It was the knowledge that they had ignited a spark, a movement towards a unified galaxy that would be their true legacy. Standing before a gathered crowd of humans and alien representatives, Eli looked to the stars. "Our race is over, but our journey continues. We stand at the dawn of a new era, not as separate races vying for supremacy, but as a united galaxy exploring the vastness of space together. Let the story of the Phoenix remind us of what we can achieve when we stand together, as a testament to the power of unity in diversity."